The case before us is simple. Does this video actually prove what its title promises? 100 Kids vs. World's Strongest Man sounds like a test of human strength. What it mostly demonstrates is the power of carefully designed challenges to manufacture suspense while keeping the result uncertain enough to stay entertaining. That's not necessarily a flaw, but it is a very different claim. Look at the opening setup with the crowd of children assembling on the field. The framing implies an impossible mismatch. One elite athlete against 100 kids sounds like an experiment about strength. In reality, it's about choosing events where cooperation, leverage, and rules matter as much as raw power. The strongest part of the premise is also its biggest vulnerability. To the video's credit, it doesn't rely on narration alone. Each challenge becomes visible evidence. You watch bodies moving, objects resisting, and outcomes unfolding instead of being told what happened. That's a stronger form of persuasion than simply declaring the world's strongest man unbeatable. Now here's where the evidence gets interesting. The plane pull sequence needed a written clarification explaining the engines were idling, pilots remained in control, and safety personnel were coordinating the event. That note doesn't weaken the production. It actually reveals something important. The spectacle depends on viewers initially believing they're seeing something more dangerous than they really are. Ask yourself one question. If the safety explanation has to arrive outside the main narrative, how many viewers reassess what they watched? The challenge remains physically impressive, but the emotional impact came partly from assumptions the edit allows you to make before correcting them later. Another point for the defense. The contests appear intentionally varied instead of reducing everything to brute force. That makes the competition feel less predetermined. It also means the title quietly oversimplifies what's happening. This isn't one variable being tested. It's strength, teamwork, endurance, coordination, and event design bundled together. Notice how the audience reactions become evidence themselves. Cheers, close calls, and visible excitement encourage you to interpret every outcome as meaningful. But crowd emotion isn't proof that a conclusion follows. It proves the event succeeded as entertainment, not necessarily as a demonstration of comparative ability. There's also a culturally interesting choice here. Children aren't presented as individuals with different abilities. They're transformed into a single collective force. The world's strongest man becomes an icon, while the kids become a statistic. That framing makes the contest cleaner, but it strips away complexity in exchange for spectacle. Where the video genuinely succeeds is transparency about outcomes. The description openly teases that the ending is unexpected instead of pretending every result confirms the original premise. That willingness to let uncertainty survive until the finish makes the experience stronger than if every event simply reinforced the legend. So my verdict is that the conclusion is only partly supported by the evidence. The video absolutely demonstrates extraordinary athleticism and inventive challenge design. It does less to prove a timeless truth about strength than it does to prove that carefully engineered competitions can make almost any mismatch feel debatable. That's a subtler achievement than the title advertises, and arguably the more interesting one. If this is the kind of spectacle that fascinates you, come back for the next verdict. The most entertaining videos are often hiding their weakest assumptions in plain sight, and those are the cases worth putting on trial.